All right, yeah, I actually wanted to talk about 211 CK, give you guys like a behind the scenes look at things. It's a lot of things that I wanted to do that I didn't get a chance to. So no edits. We're gonna just go right to it and just show y'all kind of like what I was working with, some of the difficulties that I had, and you know, kind of show you. I'll probably show you what I'm working on next as well. All right, let's start from the main screen. But before we even go into, because I want to show you guys in this first video, the press start screen, quote unquote, obviously touch to start. I next want to show you guys the level select screen, and then we'll finish with the shop. But then the next video, I'll show you guys the levels and some of the ideas that I had. But before I go into the main screen, let me kind of, I don't know if people realize this. Plus, I'm getting mail as I talk to you guys. I don't know if you guys realize this. The whole game is actually on one. It's like that's it right there. It's actually all together. So it was connected, but as you guys can see here, I actually deleted a lot of them for space. So it was originally connected, and I'll show you guys if you look at the date here, 11/8/2016. That was actually election day. So everyone was on Facebook fighting about Trump and Hillary, and I didn't really care. I was just like, you know what, I'm gonna work on this game, and so I actually created this whole level, um, pretty much all four levels, one, two, three, four, all on election day. So yeah, so just kind of give you guys a little. Some people, there's like three, four people of my friends that's actually seen this. Um, so back then, you can see the date. I was working on something different. So you can see that's the second level. That's the first level, and you can see that it's all. First, I don't have any clouds or anything, but you can see that it's raining. It changes. The graphics are better here because I switched to associated. You can see that's actual press start screen. Notice the smoke as well. I'm going to explain that in a bit. And then that's the third level where it normally was dark. So anyway, um, the reason why I want to show you guys this is because originally when I was designing the game, I was going to make every level have every element, every bit of like rain, sleet, snow, not snow, rain, sun, nighttime, clouds. Every level was going to go through all of these phases because I love them all equally. So I was like, I want every level to go through it. I was going to have the lights, if you notice the lights here, was going to go off and on accordingly. And then I was going to do the police lights to go off and on accordingly as well. One of the reasons why I didn't do that because A, it's a lot of work. But then two, let me kind of go back. Two, let me show that again actually. Two, I figured, you know what? I wanted to have each level have its own identity. So I want people to play it and say, you know what? Hey, you remember the rainy level? Hey, you remember the dark level? Hey, you remember the light level? And so I wanted, because I remember as a kid I used to play Mario, and we didn't know like I don't think any of those Mario One had any names for their levels or two. We just knew. We used to go to our friends' house and say, "Did you beat the snow level? Did you beat the night level?" Like that's how we called them. So I kind of wanted to create that. Another thing I was thinking about doing was having the levels when it turned nighttime. Like, so as this concept, as it was there, when it turned nighttime, I was going to actually make the level get harder. And then you would get like blitzed pretty much by monsters. And, or not well, actually, the cops was going to have like the monsters come after them. And it was going to be hard. I was going to get police dogs. I was going to do all this stuff similar to Castlevania 2, and so that was the idea behind that. So, but again, that didn't go through. The last thing I was going to do with this level was I was actually going to have it where you were facing the first level, and then you would get shot from behind, so you would have to swipe your phone around and shoot people from go to the back and shoot people. So, anyway, those are just some ideas that I had there. Why am I closing this? In fact, I'm done with that. I'll close that out. All right, so let's get to the main level here. So a couple of things. Let me just turn off the audio because originally when I first designed this level, well, the press start screen, my brother was supposed to make a song for me. So there was no there was supposed to be no audio radio call here. But if you listen to the radio call, it's actually a lot of secrets. It talks about the actual story of the game. It talks about how there are three bank robbers and They're on Rockaway Street, so everyone knows. Who doesn't know? I'm from Far Rockaway, Queens, so I have to kind of throw a little Easter egg in for Far Rockaway. Um, but then as well, if you listen to the beginning of it, those are actually real police calls. So I wanted to blend those in, and I did that all in Audacity. I posted an Audacity post a while ago on Facebook, and that's what I was doing. It took me a while to blend them because at first they sounded so different. It's pretty much recording my voice now, and I had to like do a lot of editing with it. So I think I came out pretty good. But even before that, I actually just wanted the level. You'll see here, I'm turning the audio off. I kind of just wanted to hear rain, and that was the idea. So you can just hear the rain. For me, I love rain. It's very soothing. Let me turn that down so you guys can hear me. It's very soothing, and listen, I could listen to the rain, like even in real life. Like when it rains, I like to turn my TV off and just hear the rain. Like that's something I love. And so one thing Justin, my friend, always jokes to me about is he knows I love precipitation. So even the games that I don't make, I love when a game rains. Like any game that rains or snows, it gives me like I give it 5 extra points immediately. So every game that I create will have rain in it, with the exception of my next game because my next game will be taking place in a train station, and there doesn't rain in the train station. There will be water leaks and stuff like that, but it won't be any rain. But if you look at Asylum, my first game that I ever created, that that had rain, and snow. So yeah, so it's gonna have rain. So the funny thing is, a lot of people are looking at this saying, "Wow, I remember there was smoke coming out this." If you look at original or if you look at the demo, the original videos, there was fog in the back here. So a couple of things. The fog, for some reason, it worked well, and there is fog in the iPhone version, believe it or not, but it's hidden. I'll tell you how to get that later. But the fog, for some reason, kept the fog and the rain was a little bit too much. So it was slowing down the iPhone, and then also it was a lot of glitches. And so I started to think to myself, oh, these are why iPhone games don't have all these crazy like features and stuff because believe it or not, the phones are super powerful, but it can't handle everything. As far as the smoke, so originally when I created the game, my idea was I wanted the helicopter to be the thing that saves you from everything. So your escape plan is the helicopter. And originally when I created it, I wanted after each level, you would pick up these little like pieces of the helicopter. And the idea was you had to collect like 100 pieces to repair the helicopter, and you would get these from keep playing it, from continuing to play it. And so at that point, the helicopter would go from smoky to being repaired, and then I was going to create a cutscene where it flew away, and then you would, get away. Long story why I didn't do that. Me trying to do that the last week of development, it almost crashed my game completely. No, I shouldn't say almost. It actually did, and so I had to delete. It was there were random errors popping up all of a sudden, and it was just to the point I was almost like reprogramming it all over again. So I said to myself, "Kenny, it's your first game. You want something small. Don't be too ambitious." And again, I can always update it as well and add that in at some point. But that was the idea originally why the helicopter's there. Before all of that, let me rewind. This was supposed to be the fourth level. So, I don't know if you guys remember a Facebook post a while ago when I was talking about how I wanted a Terminator level. And the reason why this was going to be the level that was going to be the Terminator level. So, I actually love the Terminator. When I was a little kid, my grandmother bought Terminator 2. And, well, we had a bootleg one, but it still looked good. And nonetheless, this I don't remember much about the movie. Everyone remembers like "I'll be back," right? I think he said that in one or two. I don't know, but everybody remembers that. Um, but I remember this, and this was like horrifying to me as a kid because obviously I was like playing in the play yard and stuff as a kid. And then I would think to myself like, "Oh my God, like that's my mother like screaming at me, and then we're all gonna die. This is horrible." And if you guys look at the, let me fast forward a little bit. If you guys look at just the hue, I mean, Jesus Christ! Like, look at that scene. Like, look how that's shot. Like, it is done so well. So my goal, okay, that's a bit much. So my goal was to create. I'm trying to pause it here. Was to try to create, like I said on Facebook, this scene um, here. And actually, I had it to a point where, let me see if I can change it. I was gonna create a, was it the flare? Anyway, I gotta find it later. But I was gonna put a filter over it, and trying to see if I can show you guys real quick. Put a filter over it, and then kind of create that. And then the idea was I was gonna create a level where it was only bosses. It was gonna be boss after boss after boss after boss that will come get you. So that was the original idea with that.